What's going on, people? It's your boy Kelechi back with another video. We're back with another update to the portfolio. I don't really have a whole lot to share with everybody this video at this time around as far as the portfolio is going. But there's a few things that I want to talk about. It's going to be mainly focused on Robinhood because I'm really excited about something I just got access to on Robinhood that I've been wanting for a long time. But we'll get into that in a minute. First, we're going to talk about the M1 portfolio. There's not really a whole lot of changes that happened with M1. Actually, there's no changes since the last time that we talked about it. It's been a couple of weeks. Remember the last time we were on M1, we bought Bank of America and Realty Income Corp. But since then, we haven't really made any other changes or any other purchases since then. Like I said, it's every 2 weeks that I'll be investing in the stock market, putting about $40 in each into M1 and into Robinhood. Overall, the portfolio is doing pretty well. For the most part, I'm probably going to just leave it on this auto invest feature, which is really, really great. It's something that I really like about M1. If you're doing single stocks, this is one of the reasons I love M1 for single stocks, is the way that it attributes and it balances my portfolio properly. As you can see right here, my portfolio is almost perfectly balanced. Of course, I have some out of weight and overweight parts to the portfolio, but overall, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good and pretty well optimized right now. As time progresses, M1 for the most part, unless I add more companies or I want to add different sectors into my portfolio in M1 is just going to robotically do most of the work for me. I won't really have to do anything by hand except if I want to sell out of a company or add or join or add a new company to the list of companies that I have. Again, I have 10 holdings right now, 10 companies that I have in my portfolio. And as you can see, for the most part, barely any of them have one full share. And like I said, I'm not looking to add any more companies to these 10 until I get to a certain amount that I have in each company. And so it's going to be a little bit before I start adding any other company into this portfolio. There's a bunch of companies that I would love to add, but it doesn't really pay me anything if I keep adding companies and keep getting these minute amount of shares in those companies. So for right now, I'm just focusing on trying to grow these companies as fast as possible. Well, not really as fast as possible, but as well as I can possibly grow these companies. But anyway, moving on from there, let's talk about the Robinhood portfolio. And the reason why I'm so excited about the Robinhood portfolio is I finally got access to, let me see if I can find it, fractional shares. I finally got access to fractional shares. I am so excited. Fractional shares is like, if we go back to M1, you see how we have like 0.3 of a share or 0.15 of a share of Apple or 0.21 of a share of Disney. Those fractional shares are so big and so good. It means that now I don't have to wait till I have like a full amount for one share, but I can just buy a share at a less than price or at a lower value. For example, I bought the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. Like I said in the past, I am focusing this Robinhood portfolio mainly on ETFs, as you can see here. And I don't know if you guys noticed, there's some that are sold out, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the main thing I'm excited for is the fact that now I have partial or fractional shares. And it's really, really great. I love it. I love the fact that I have fractional shares now. And I'm able to just be like, okay, I want to buy $50 worth of a share of, instead of doing like shares, I can do it in dollars and say, hey, I want to buy $50 of a share of Vanguard Total International Stock or something like that. And I won't have to like buy, I'll just do $50. I don't have to do like $47.60. I don't have to have the exact amount anymore. I can do it at any amount that I like or any amount that I want. And it is so nice to have this. It is so great that finally, I have access to fractional shares. But even more important than having access to fractional shares is something called DRIP. If we go into my settings here and go to investing, there's something called DRIP, which is otherwise known as Dividend Reinvestment Program. It's a dividend reinvestment program, and it's so good. What that does is when I get paid a dividend, it will automatically reinvest that dividend back into that stock. So for example, if we go to history here and we see some of these dividends that have been paid for me, for example, Microsoft is about to pay me a dividend of 51 cents. Instead of this going into my account, it will automatically buy 51 cents share of Microsoft, which is so major. This is so major to be able to have a share of Microsoft and it just continue to buy more and more shares in Microsoft. That way, this is how you kind of double up your compound interest. I'm putting money into the market, but then I'm getting paid by the company and that money is going right back into the market to compound interest even more. And that is such a big deal. I am so excited that if you don't have access to this just yet, just go to your messages on Robinhood, go to view all messages, go down all the way to the first message, and in your announcements message, just click get early access. And if you don't have access, it will tell you that, hey, now you're in line for that. It is such a big deal for you to be able to use that for your benefit. The other thing that I did as far as this portfolio is concerned is, like I said, I'm moving out of having single stocks in this portfolio. So I sold out. If we go to account, go to history, I moved out of having shares in Snap. So I sold out of my share of Snap and I bought shares of Vanguard Total International stock. So I'm slowly but surely selling out of all my different single stocks. It hurt to sell out of Snap, but because Snap is more of a speculative, which is something that we will talk about in the future. Snap is more of a speculation. That's why I decided I'm going to sell out of Snap for the time right now. But apart from that, I didn't really do anything else. I didn't really change anything else as far as the portfolio. I'm just excited and I want to share with everybody about dividend reinvestment, which is so wonderful. It is so wonderful to finally have access to fractional shares, which automatically gives me access to dividend reinvestment, which, as you saw, I'm getting paid a dividend from Microsoft and that's automatically going right back to Microsoft. And I'm getting paid a dividend from Shell and that's going right back into Shell. So I'm really excited about both of those things that is beginning to happen. But anyway, that's all I have as far as this portfolio update. It wasn't too long. I hope y'all are staying safe. I hope y'all are spending the time with your family and staying out of trouble and all that good stuff. But anyway, it's been your boy Kelechi, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. God bless each and every single one of y'all, and I'm out. Peace.